Demand gen versus a nurturing series. Demand gen really, as we see here in this picture, is much higher in the prospecting funnel versus a nurturing series. Sorry, I'm talking about this from a recorded webinar standpoint, but this might kind of seem apparent, like obviously demand gen is probably a little bit different from a nurturing series, but it's worth touching on. So as you can see here, there's definitely a distinct different, there's a distinct place for each of them in this marketing funnel, demand gen being at the very beginning and lead nurturing prepping the way for a sale. So demand gen format recordings should focus on the thought leadership aspect and best practices on whatever particular topic that you're presenting on. Creating a trust factor, being that subject matter expert. This is really what's going to keep them coming back to find and listen to more of your recordings. Demand gen really gets people talking, as we see here in this particular slide. It's generating awareness. You're positioning yourself as the subject matter expert that's going to address their challenges and give advice. And this is usually to a much broader audience. Versus nurturing on the flip side here, when you're now utilizing things like customer examples, case studies or use cases, justification type language in your webinars, and compiling a number of recording clips into a nurturing type series that are spaced out periodically to help you keep top of mind with these prospects for X pain point. And this is a much more targeted and segmented audience that you've gleaned information from past events that you hosted live. So now you can take specific attributes of your webinar registrants and compose a track specifically for them. The big thing here is you have to keep in mind that webinars aren't a one-size-fits-all. They definitely have different places in that marketing funnel. So keep this in mind when you're developing your content and cutting those recordings down. And also keep in mind where your where your listeners are in the buying cycle and target them accordingly with the content that's relevant. Like I said, that kind of keeps bubbling up to the top here is the relevancy issue is so huge, and I think this applies across the board with other marketing tactics